Okay, guys, we are down here with Miss Panda. What you doing, Panda? You want to play? You want to play like your sister did? Yeah. Oh my goodness, I think she smells the crumbs on the ground from the last puppies. She's not even gonna play with this toy because she's gonna look for crumbs. All right, well, this is Panda's week 1 video recap. I'm gonna go through all the behaviors that we've been practicing with the puppies in this first week so you can see their progress and how they're doing. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. I'm gonna flirt this toy around and Panda's just gonna look for crumbs, I think. That's okay. In your initial confirmation email, there's a couple resources in there. Oh, good girl, potty on the pad. Yeah, you get empty before we start. One of the links will take you to our YouTube channel where you can watch these videos. Another link will take you to one of our web pages that has some handouts there. It also has our video library. Please watch the videos in your video library. I'm going to go through week 1 behaviors today. Watch the week 1 videos. It'll make what I'm doing make more sense. Ooh, you thinking about that toy now? Yeah, you realize there's no food on the ground? Good girl, you better get it. As you can imagine, just working with so many puppies at once, like I can't talk that much in every single video. I will lose my voice. So I made this video library so that you can see more detailed instructions on how we train the behaviors, why we train them, you know, all that stuff. So please take advantage of that. Watch those videos. Again, it will make what I'm doing in your recap videos make a little bit more sense. Oh, get it, girlfriend. There you go. So there's also a link in there, I think, for booking your Zoom lesson, but we might have disabled that link just because people were not doing it correctly. They weren't putting in the code. I was sick of getting refunds because this is a complimentary Zoom lesson. So reach out to us or we will reach out to you at some point and get that Zoom lesson booked for you for after your puppies go home, okay? So we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna grab some food. We're gonna be working with food for these little babies. I've just been using tiny pieces of cut up cheese that Lisa's been prepping for me. They're all working great for that. And we're also gonna use the clicker. Oh, you wanna pounce on that now. Good girl, good girl. Okay, let's grab some food and get started. I've also got the clicker. Okay, the first thing that we teach these puppies, look at, she's ready to go. She's hungry. Is we're gonna charge the clicker. So again, watch the video library, this will make more sense. But I'm gonna charge the clicker. She said, I'm starving. I'm pretty sure you had breakfast. I'm gonna charge this clicker about 4 or 5 times. Yeah, good girl. Look at you. Look at you. You're crazy like Lulu. Yeah, good girl. Okay. So after I charge this clicker a few times, then we're gonna move into following a food lure. This is the second thing we teach the puppies. When I use a food lure, I have the food on my flat palm like this, and then I take my thumb and I cover the food like this, okay? So then I'm presenting the food to the puppy with a flat palm. I'm not holding it like this. That's how you get your fingers bit. I'm holding it like this. Then the puppy is going to lick the food instead of bite my fingers, okay? So I'm gonna move her while she stays connected to the food, and then I'm gonna mark and release the food once I've moved her a little bit. See how she's disconnecting? I want her to, there we go, I want her to be connected when I click and feed her the food, okay? Do that again. Yeah, oh, there we go, good girl. There's another one, Panda. We can also pair this with her name so she starts to learn what her name is. Panda. Super cute. I'm going back and forth between my hands. Panda. Right here. Good girl. Super dog. One more. Pieces get little. Let's mush this one together. Here we go. Panda. Good dog. All right. She kid it? Yeah. Another thing that we teach them right off the bat is a release word. So you might hear me say release word or reset cookie. I kind of use those two things interchangeably, okay? So if I say one or the other, it's the same thing, all right? So basically, I just want to tell her if I say, okay, it means food's going to be on the ground. Right there, okay. Yeah, good girl. Okay. Super puppy. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Good girl. Panda. Okay. Let's do one more. Okay. All right, so we charged the clicker. We practiced following the food lure in our hand. And we introduced the release word. There's a few exercises. Let's take a little play break. She's looking for the food again. Yeah. Yeah, play with that toy though. Let's take a little break. What do you think? It's funny, some of the puppies are like, they need to get a little food in their belly and then they're like more playful. For her, I think she's the third or fourth puppy down here, so she's just smelling all the food on the ground. She's like, why don't I get any of that yet? Yeah, good girl. What you doing? You looking for more food? All right, we could do more food. But I do like to take just a little break in between. Like I'll do like 3 things maybe and then take a little break with play or whatever else, petting. Just because these are tiny little babies. We're not trying to have like marathon training sessions at 9 weeks old, right? All right, girlfriend, let's move on. That's fine. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is a hand target. This might look similar to following a food lure, but it's different, okay? So let me show you that following a food lure again. Here. So do you see how she's connected to my hand that whole time? Good girl, Panda. With the food lure, I'm actually going to disconnect from the dog and I'm going to mark and feed them the treat when they reconnect. Panda, touch. Good girl. So we call this one touch. And again, I'll go back and forth between my hands. Panda, touch. Good dog. You're doing so good. Panda, touch. Super puppy. One more. Panda, touch. Good job. And you'll see how we do the hand target next week without the food lure. Let's move on now to their first position. Everyone teaches this one to their puppies right off the bat. We're going to do some sits. So I'm going to get her on that food lure. Panda, sit. Good girl. I mark when her bum's on the ground. Good girl. Okay. And then I use that release cookie. Yeah, it's right there. Basically, the release cookie is saying you can get up now. You don't have to keep sitting. It's paired with the release word. Okay. Let's do that again. The only problem with the cheese is that it's like sticky. Okay, ready? Sit. Good, sit. And I'm actually feeding her more than one treat in a row for sitting. Okay. Before I release her out, it's down there, you get it. Okay. Good girl. So watch one more time. I need bigger pieces. Watch one more time and I'll show you how I feed more than one piece in a row because I'm actually kind of like building a sit stay right off the bat. Okay. Sit. Good, there's one. There's another one. And then, okay, release cookie. Good girl. Super job, puppy. All right, let's do one more thing in this round. And that is our mat. The mat is going to turn into a stay type behavior, a place, if you're familiar with that. So I'm going to put her mat on the ground. When she gets 4 paws on, I'm going to mark that and I'm going to put food on the mat. So similar to this sit, I'll feed her more than one piece and then I'll release her off. Okay. Good girl. We're going to move it. She's going to get 4 paws on. Oh, super puppy. Good job. And release her off. Okay. Good dog. Let's do that one more time. Super. 4 paws on. It's right there. Good girl. And release her off. Okay. Panda, okay. Right here. Good girl. Okay, so that looks nothing like a stay right now, but that's a fun one because you'll see each week how we kind of build on that behavior and we get more and more out of the puppy. Do you want to play? Do you want to play with your little toy? Yeah, there you go. Good girl. So even if they're not like huge players, I'm still just gonna take a break between the behaviors. At home, you could just do a few things and then maybe later in the day you do another few things. You don't have to do these things all at once. I'm doing them all at once because I'm making your recap video, right? So if this is a puppy that was like living with me at home, I would probably break these things up into different times of the day, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, you know, whatever. Good girl. She said I'm going to find every little crumb that's down here. Every little crumb. What do you think? You want to move on? We can. We got one more round. Where's your toy? It's the same color as you. Okay. I'm going to hydrate. Hang on. Good puppy. Okay, now I'm trying to decide which harness. I think I'm going to put her in the... I'm like, is she just fluffy or is she really small? We're going to try the extra small. She'll probably be the extra small by the time she goes home. All right, so we like to introduce these puppies to their harnesses right off the bat. So I like to pick them up. These are the step-in style harnesses. I'm pretty sure Lisa sends them home with these guys. All right, so I get their front legs in first, just like that. Then we've got the Velcro back here. This is like a little snug, but that's okay. Then we're gonna do our clip. And then, oh, and if she gets a little, it's okay. If they get a little wiggly, I'll just hold them until they calm down again. And then I set them down. There you go. I just don't want the puppy to learn that like fighting me is going to get them out of whatever like needs to happen, right? These puppies have all been like really good with their harnesses, including Panda. She's just like tiny wiggly there for a second. So I might just do some, do some release cookies to get her moving and grooving in her harness. Okay, good girl. Super dog. Okay. Use your nose. It's right there. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. Okay. Super. At this age, all of their senses and their coordination is still developing. Okay. Like, they don't find that piece of food on the ground right away. It's just because they're babies. Okay. Good girl. All right, great. So she's fine with her harness on. Let's move on. Next week, I'm going to show you how we send the dogs into their crates. This week, we're going to practice just, I don't have a video for this in the video library. I sort of added this more recently. I like to practice just having them walk onto the tray. Just like the mat, we could click that for being on and then, okay, release them off. It's right there. Use your nose. It's right there. Good girl. You're so brave. Good girl. Okay. This is just kind of like a slippier surface, so it's also just good like socialization to have your dogs walk across. Okay. Different types of surfaces and things like that when they're this age, builds confidence, whatever. And then we're going to use it, you know, next week. So, yeah, good girl. Okay, great. These dogs have all been fine with that crate tray. Let me show you now some of our handling exercises. So I think maybe Panda was the one where I saw an email come through asking about using yes as a marker instead of the clicker. Totally fine. I use them interchangeably. There's reasons I like the clicker over a verbal marker, for sure. We could talk about that at your Zoom lesson if you want to. But, you know, we always have our voice on us, well, hopefully. So it's where the clicker, you know, I might lose it. All right. So I'm going to use a verbal yes now instead of the clicker for our handling exercises because I'm using both hands and I don't have a hand for the clicker, okay? So I'm going to get her onto the food that's in one hand and I'm just going to start by petting her from her head, yes, all the way through her tail. And you can hear I say yes and that's when I release the treat. Good girl, mama. Yes. Super dog, good girl. And then I'm going to move on to handling specific body parts. Okay, so we can do ears. Yes. I'm just gently picking up. Yes. Massaging at the ear canal, their ear. Good girl. We can do front feet. Yes. Picking up that foot, massaging the feet. Yes. Good girl. Yeah, I got too many pieces in my hand. They get slimy. Take a break. Okay. Let's bring you this way. There we go. You can take your hand, bring it under their belly, and get them into that stand. Yes, good girl. Okay, you can get those. A lot of the restraint that happens at the vet office, at the groomer, they're going to bring their hand under their belly like that to get them into a stand position. Get your dog used to that. Don't just do it. Feed them at the same time. Yes, good girl. You can do tail. Yes. And back legs as well. Yes. Good girl. Okay. Super. She did really good with all that. Look at this one is like totally mushed. Why don't you just eat that because it's gross? And you want that last piece just because? Good girl, Panda. Panda's a rock star. She definitely loves her food. She's happy to work. She's a sweet little puppy. She did great for her handling exercises. Do you want your toy or no? What do you think? So that's everything for our week 1 recap video. Make sure you tune in next week for week 2. Any questions, please just shoot us an email. We'll probably be reaching out at some point to get your Zoom lesson booked. Say bye, Panda.